Hey guys, it's Bookish Vegan here, or Natalia, and today I'm coming to you with a book review for a book that's coming out on the 9th of May, which is today, so definitely check out the description below for the link to the Amazon page and the Goodreads page. But it is Marriage for One by Ella Maise. So I was kindly gifted an e-arc, so an advanced reader copy on my Kindle from the author herself, Ella Maise, who, can I just say, is one of my favorite romance authors. She's written some of my favorite books, which include The Hardest Fall, which is set in college, To Love Jason Form, which can be considered new adult because it takes place after college, so people are still kind of trying to figure out their life, and also To Hate Adam Connor. All books that I've rated 5 stars to because they are fabulous. So yes, Marriage for One is quite different to everything that Ella Maise has written before because it is definitely an adult romance that is just an amazing romance. I personally really enjoyed it because I gave it 5 stars. Such a good book. I kind of want to read you guys the blurb because I think it summarizes the book really well. It's kind of a bit long, but let's just get into it. So it says, Jack and I, we did everything backwards. The day he lured me into his office, which was also the first day we met, he proposed. You'd think a guy who looked like him, a bit cold maybe, but still striking and very unattainable, would only ask the love of his life to marry him, right? You'd think he must be madly in love. No, it was me he asked. A complete stranger who had never even heard of him. A stranger who had been dumped by her fiancé only weeks before. You'd think I'd laugh in his face, call him insane, and a few other names, then walk away as quickly as possible. Wow, I did all those things except the walking away part. It took him only minutes to talk me into a business deal, marriage, and only days for us to officially tie the knot. Happiest day of my life? Magical? Pop the champagne? Not. It was the worst day. Jack Hawthorne was nothing like what I had imagined for myself. I blamed him for my lapse in judgment. I blamed his eyes, the ocean blue eyes that looked straight into mine unapologetically, and that frown on his face I had no idea I would become so fascinated with in time. It wasn't long after he said I was the biggest mistake of his life that things started to change. No, he still didn't talk much, but anyone can string a few words together. His actions spoke the loudest to me, and day after day, my heart started to get a mind of its own. One second he was no one, the next he became everything. One second he was unattainable, the next he seemed to be completely mine. One second I thought we were in love, the next it was still nothing but a lie. After all, I was Rose and he was Jack. We were doomed from the very beginning with those names. Did you expect anything else? Oh my god. Literally, reading that description makes me feel like I'm reading a poem or something. It's so good and summarizes the book so well. So this is a marriage of convenience. Both Jack and Rose see the benefits of them both getting together by being married, and I've never read a marriage of convenience novel before, but it's kind of like fake dating in a way, which I didn't realize until I started thinking about it. So yeah, if you are a fan of the fake dating trope, which I am, you will definitely enjoy a marriage of convenience trope, and this is definitely a book for you. So yeah, in this one we follow a very driven Rose who has dreams of owning a coffee shop, and those dreams are shattered when her uncle passes away, and in the contract, in a clause, it says that the building that she was renting from her uncle would go to her husband were something to happen to him, and it sadly did, so she had to get married in order to get the building because her cousin that would inherit everything after his dad died would not lend her the property. So yeah, Jack sees it as an opportunity to get more buildings invested, or like investment buildings. So yeah, he proposes that marriage to Rose and she takes it. So yeah, really, when I went into this novel, I had no idea what to expect. As I said, I've never read a novel that centers around marriage of convenience, but I loved it. Literally, I could not put it down once I started it, so I had to read it all pretty much in one day. This is such a great slow burn romance. Ella Maise kept saying that this book is a bit longer than your average length romance novel, but I did not feel that at all. I felt like the pace of the story was so well done. I was never bored. Sometimes when romances take a little bit to develop and it's mostly just us learning about the characters, I tend to like skim read, not really take my time with those scenes, but in this one, that did not happen. I absolutely loved having that slow burn romance because I felt like it took like at least half the book for a romance to begin. So in the first half, it was mostly just seeing Rose and Jack converse and like how different they were and how their relationship worked even though they weren't in love. And we got to see them as individuals as well, which I absolutely loved. You'd think Jack wouldn't be a guy I personally liked because I don't really like the broody, moody, calculating guys, but Jack, just from the moment we met him, I was in love because he is the epitome of actions speak louder than words. He didn't speak much, and that's why I loved as well like the banter between Rose and Jack. He would say something very brutally honest to her, but he wouldn't speak a lot, so Rose mostly had like one-sided conversations with him, which was so much fun to read about because like they would mostly take place through her perspective, so we didn't know what Jack was thinking, but she was like, oh, he's probably thinking like, why did I marry this crazy girl? And it was just so good. It was so funny. You have no idea how many times I laughed out loud even though there were serious situations throughout the book. Ella Maise just has a way with writing her stories that I'm never bored. Her characters are so well fleshed out that you find faults with them because every human has faults, but you still love them and you deeply care for them and you root for them, which I really appreciate. And also because I heard it was a slow burn romance, and I've heard that Mariana Zapata, who is a very well-known slow burn romance author, like I've heard people say that reading her books take a while to like get into. So I was scared going into a slow burn romance by Ella Maise because I thought it would be hard to get into. But with this one, it's a slow burn romance, but it's so fast-paced, so intriguing from the start that you just cannot help reading it all in one day. Really, I was amazed. I would say like what I loved about Jack is, as I said, how brutally honest he is with Rose. Like if she looks like crap, he would tell her you look like crap, but he doesn't mean it in a bad way. He's just stating a fact, and she also loved that about him because he was just brutally honest. But what I really loved about him is he once said to Rose that he never does things that he thinks he should apologize for. So even though to other people it might seem like a bad idea, he's still not going to apologize for it, which I really appreciated because it shows just how much he stays true to himself and how loyal he is, and just he doesn't apologize for his actions even though he should. It was just great because through the conflict that occurred at the end of the novel, I thought that was done really, really well, and he still said he wouldn't apologize for it, which I really appreciated and admired him for. And yeah, because Rose was so determined to make her dream come true, to start her around the corner coffee shop, like literally when I was reading about the coffee shop, the scenes made me so happy because Jack would just come and like help her out. So again, actions speak louder than words, and just it felt like I was reading about my dream coming true through Rose because I've always wanted to open a coffee shop with baked goods and a small library. It was just so much fun reading the coffee shop scenes, and there were so many of them, so I really appreciated that. And I just hold so much respect for both Rose and Jack. They are just such amazing characters. So yeah, this book is quite different, as I said at the beginning, from all of other Ella Maise's books, but still, if you're scared of going into it, don't be, because you are bound to enjoy it. So yeah, this book kind of made me realize that I really appreciate the slow burn trope or slow burn romance storyline. So I will be reading more, definitely by Mariana Zapata. I don't even know if I'm saying it right, but I think you guys know who I'm talking about because they're just so satisfying to read slow burn romances because you know the romance is coming, but it takes a while, so you kind of appreciate it more in in the end. I just loved it so much, and I'm so tempted to already reread the book, but I think I'm gonna reread it when I get my own ebook copy, so that I can just like highlight all the quotes. So yeah, slow burn romances I feel very realistic to me, just because I think if I was to have a romance in real life, it would be a slow burn. I just like getting to know the person before jumping into something, so I really appreciated that. So yeah, if you haven't read an Ella Maise book, I highly recommend it, especially if you are a fan of great romance stories. They are just all so much fun, and even though many of them have quite deep topics involved in the story, you are still gonna really enjoy them because there's funny scenes, there's funny conversations. The characters are so lovable, even though you don't think you're gonna fall for them, but you will. So definitely give Ella Maise a go if you're a romance reader. And yeah, if you want to check out more of my thoughts, I did a blog post review as well, which I will leave a link to down below, so definitely check that out. But yeah, I feel like that's all I really have to say about Marriage for One by Ella Maise, because what else can I say? Just read it, add it to your Goodreads want to read list if you do that. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this review. Tell me in the comments below if you've read Marriage for One, as I would love to know, and share down below your thoughts on the book, as I would love to chat to people about this amazing novel. And subscribe if you're new, as I post mostly bookish videos and lifestyle videos frequently, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!